Hi everyone, Shannon Petrovich with Therapist Talks. 5 steps to overcoming a panic attack. Approximately 2.5 million people struggle with panic disorder in the US. If you're one of those or know someone who is, you know it's a terrible thing. This video will explore panic attacks and give you 5 simple steps to help you overcome one if it happens to you. A panic attack is a surge of intense fear that reaches a peak within a few minutes and involves feeling 4 or more of the following things: a pounding or accelerated heart rate, sweating, trembling or shaking, shortness of breath or feeling of smothering, feeling of choking, chest pain, nausea, dizziness, unsteadiness, chills or hot flashes, numbness or tingling, derealization or depersonalization, that means you just don't feel like yourself, a fear of losing control or going crazy, and a fear of dying. A couple of caveats: these can't be attributable to the effect of drugs or medication or a medical condition like hyperthyroidism or a cardiopulmonary event. Understanding panic and how to cope with an attack takes a bit of understanding of our brains. If you go back to the video on trauma, you'll remember that our brains are naturally wired to react to a major threat with a surge of adrenaline, which gives us the ability to fight, flight, or freeze. This is our natural survival mechanism and lights up our entire central nervous system so that it can explode into action or freeze into complete stillness when our lives are threatened. This reaction takes place in the little amygdala, which is a little walnut-sized place in our midbrain that some call the lizard brain, but I like to call it the monkey mind. We humans also have our higher mind, or our higher cortex, that helps us rationally think things through and respond rather than react. This gives us our good judgment and our even-mindedness. When we're under stress, we need to consciously go to that wise mind and calm down the monkey mind so that we'll make rational decisions and respond with good judgment. We've all had those times we were set off by something stressful and reacted, said things or did things that we later regretted. And after we thought it through, we wished we'd slowed down in the moment. That's our monkey mind in action. We also know that our chronic stress and our hectic lives creates unhealthy changes in our brains so that these reactions are kind of being stimulated too often, and not for life-threatening events, but for our chronically stressful lives. This leaves our brains on fire with stress chemicals all the time, and it leaves us with a buildup of stress chemistry with a host of other medical and emotional problems associated. Research suggests that one of these problems may be these panic reactions when there's no apparent danger. The amygdala, remember that little monkey mind, fires off, adrenaline rushes throughout your central nervous system, causing all those symptoms and physical reactions. Then add to this the self-talk inside your mind going, "Oh my God, I'm dying, I'm freaking out, I'm going crazy, I'm out of control." And you can see that the system kind of goes into overload. So how do we cope with an attack in the moment? Recognizing these 2 different parts of our brain is key, because we have to realize that we can choose which part to listen to, the higher mind, and which part to recognize as irrational and work to tone that down. This is not the same as positive thinking, which we can easily argue against in the moment. It's different because it's real and it's science, and we can see it and feel the truth of it. So we recognize the monkey mind for the irrational reaction that it is, and we actively pull our attention into our higher cortex, where our rational judgment centers are waiting to make sense of the situation and tell us how to respond. So even though your central nervous system is firing off and your higher cortex can still be kept online, and you can take the factual information of your current situation up into your higher cortex and make rational decisions, then you can calm down that monkey mind and calm down the entire central nervous system. So what does that exactly look like? Number 1, consciously breathe. This calms down the entire central nervous system and helps you to calm down that monkey mind. Number 2, tell yourself that you're okay, that you're having a monkey mind spin-off, or whatever you want to call it, and that there's nothing unsafe going on that warrants this fight, flight, or freeze. Number 3, tell yourself these feelings are not facts, that your central nervous system reactions are not rational and not necessary. Number 4, tell yourself that this will all dissipate within a minute or two if you keep breathing slow, deep breaths. And number 5, know that controlling these thoughts and self-talk from your higher cortex will continue to dissipate the central nervous system reaction and will bring you back to normal. You can also walk, breathe, stretch, drink some water, separate yourself from others if you can or if you need to, and continue to talk to yourself, saying you're okay, this is an irrational reaction, that there's nothing dangerous here. Breathe slowly and deeply and keep calming down the spinning. Remind yourself over and over, as long as necessary, that this will dissipate in a minute or two. The more your system was ramped up, the more consciously you'll need to slow it down. Know that your higher self is in charge and the monkey mind is not you. It's just the reactive survival part of you, and it's going off for no good reason. Realize that when it's over, you might be exhausted, you might feel down, and you may even need to shake it off, take a walk, drink some water, talk to a friend. Finally, it's important to recognize that you survived it. Praise yourself for coping with it and log it as a success, even if it was hard. Anytime you get past a panic episode, you won, and you need to acknowledge that. With this win and with the acknowledgement, you'll be less likely to restrict your life in avoidance of other panics. So give yourself a great big internal high five when it ends and when it dissipates. If you appreciated this video, please hit like over there and subscribe to Therapist Talks on the big red button over there. It's free and it will prompt the YouTube to shoot you an email when a new video is posted, usually 2 or 3 a week. Also leave suggestions, comments, any kind of questions you have in the comments section below. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.